Hi, welcome to the Market Alert for Wednesday, the 25th of June 2025. So yesterday, Ceasefire sends NASDAQ 100 to record closing high, Bitcoin jumps as gold and oil dump. As I said in yesterday's alert, the market loves war and it loves a ceasefire even more. So there's the evidence of that, the NASDAQ moving to and closing at a record high. Other markets heading that way as well. Iran-Israel ceasefire sparks risk on energy weakness. And finally, US stocks were in risk mode following the announcement of ceasefire from President Trump, followed by a few expletives when Israel didn't adhere to it. So US stocks were in risk on mode following the announced ceasefire from US Trump between Israel and Iran. And then Israel went and threw a few missiles at Iran, and he ended up using expletives on the TV. So in economic news today, we've got Fed Chair Powell testifying once more for his 6-monthly review in front of the Senate committee. I think it's the Senate committee, isn't it? Let's have a look. Senate committee. So he does this every 6 months, 2 days. And this is his second day, and then home sales for the US out later today as well. But let's have a look at the market's reaction to yesterday. NASDAQ putting in an all-time high. Other markets heading that way as well, particularly the S&P. We'll look at that in just a few moments. Right, let's kick off with the Dow. So in the Dow, another day, another move, closing just below the 43,121 that we put in yesterday. But trading at this on the overnight, just needs to take out yesterday's high. 45,000-ish area is the all-time high for the Dow, so not there yet. 30-minute charts, market moved higher in the European market phase there. And then we kicked off, we moved down, we then moved up, and then whatever Powell said at his meeting and the ceasefire combined sent the markets to the upside. Just need to take out yesterday's high in order to continue to move back to the all-time high to within the Dow. In the German DAX, it's lagging a bit at the moment. I thought this would have been back at the all-time high by now, but no. We've still got a few fibs to tackle en route back to it. We've got to get through the 20-bar moving average as well. Momentum's in the right direction. As long as the ceasefires keep coming, the market's going to keep moving to the upside. The new all-time high is 24,487, which was made just week before last. But like I say, these fibs need to be taken out in order to move higher. 30-minute chart saw the market blast at the upside to begin with. Mid-morning we had a pullback. We had another run just before lunch, and then into the late morning with the Dow futures, the market pulling back. You see them buying back in though, just to the support to the left, and then we move back to the upside. And there you can see overnight prices moving higher. Today's or yesterday's high is likely to be taken out with ease during today, particularly with Powell testifying as well. And in the S&P 500, 6147.6 is the all-time high in this platform. And again, we're heading in that direction. The market just needs to take out yesterday's high in order to move higher. There's the high of yesterday. And again, yesterday morning, we saw the futures move higher. Then we traded sideways. We then bought into the cash market after the initial selling, and then the market moving higher there. So overnight, very steady. Market just needs to take out the high of yesterday. In the FT 100, market just treading water sideways at the moment. There was some buying around for Monday, Tuesday, market down slightly there. But if we look at this in a bit more detail, we moved higher to begin with the German DAX and the rest of the markets. But it never recovered, as you can see, even when the Dow opened, prices moved lower, and overnight we're trying to get back towards the DP for the FT 100. Meanwhile, in the US dollar, yesterday the market coming back and finding support at an area that's pretty crucial to this market, staying above that sort of 98 level if it can. Would be useful for this if it wants to move back to the upside. But at the moment, there's nothing else to focus on with regard to this. So let's have a look at the metals. So yesterday, silver was hammered to the downside, but managed to recover. We can see some buying there. We're oversold. So it looks like it won't be too long before we can have another run up towards the 37,303. So it's weathered the sort of ceasefire as can be seen there. 30-minute chart. Let's just monkey hammer the price of silver. London BMA, you can see their prices being slammed down to the S1 previous day's low, but you can also see the climatic volume and then prices heading back. So 36 seems to be a bit of a floor. If it can get back through it again, it's currently just below. If we get above this, it will be very useful indeed. Meanwhile, gold sideways to lower as well, but sitting and finding support at the 50 EMA, and also we're starting to cross over again as well, back to the upside. 30-minute gold again hammered by the bankers, and you can see there them buying back in as well and moving the prices back to the upside. Let's have a quick look at the gold silver ratio, and it's not doing a lot. Yesterday coming back, still hasn't filled the gap though. We need to fill that gap in order for any move to the upside, or if we close below, then that should see the price of silver moving to the upside as well. Right, so have a quick look at yesterday's market action in the 2-minute DAX. So in the pre-market, prices just romped to the upside, and this was the way it was for the first part of the morning, which we've already seen. So there you can see piling on the points in the pre-market while no one else is around. The cash market opens. What does the market do? Trade sideways. So obviously they ramped the prices up so that they had sell orders already on the books for the cash market, used the futures market to bring the market up, then offloaded the stocks, the cash positions, trading down to the 200 MA there, and then trying to find a bit of support as well and moving back to the upside. So in that first hour there, it was a case of we need to offload these cash positions, and then once we've done that, we'll be fine. But in order to do that, let's ramp up the markets in the first hour, or the pre-market session. They're all in grey, coming off the high. Ramp it up, and then we can do that. And then once the selling was out of the way, the market was free to move back to the upsides, back to the futures, and then you can see prices getting in a sideways move as the US started to come online in the pre-market session also. And of course we had Bailey, Lagarde, the Fed Powell's meeting, his 6-monthly meeting there, and then you can see prices just moving lower with the cash markets in the US, and of course they found support, and so did the DAX, and that came back as well, moved back up, headed towards the 200 MA, didn't quite get there, put in a sell signal which was filled, and then the market drifted slightly lower there, which you can see, before then moving back to the upside before the official closing of the cash market. So overnight, let's just see where we are. Prices currently doing the same as they did yesterday, moving to the upside quite sharply there. Let's just see how far off we are to the high. Not far at all. That's easily achievable. Yesterday moved over 200 points before the cash market opened. So that's only 100 points there, more or less, give or take. So not a problem to hit the high. If the market goes through the high, then watch for it to come back and find it as a support level. Okay, that will do it for this one. Let's see what madness is going to be thrown at us today. But with that, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.